Hello there, this is another weekly Forex analysis. I'm a bit early, I know it's Friday, but I'm out for the weekend and I didn't want to disappoint you guys tomorrow on Saturday and Sunday without the proper forecasting if you follow my channel on a weekly basis. So let's get into it. And first we have to take a look at the disclaimer. Of course, make sure you understand what you are getting into when you're trading Forex or stocks or futures or CFDs, options, whatever it is you are trading. It's not without risk, of course, so make sure you understand what you are doing. And also this video is my view on things, and I do want to help you and do want to educate through my videos, but always make sure, of course, that you understand what you are getting into. And of course, if you like my content, please like, subscribe, and share as well, and comment below, and I'll be happy to answer questions or you know, happy to help. It's Friday, like I said, so something we can do on a Friday is or we should do. It's the first Friday of the new month, and then that means that the new non-farm payrolls come out. Some important numbers in the US. Non-farm payrolls, this is it, and the unemployment change. Unemployment change was slightly negative, and this was way better than expected. So and also as previous. So those are some numbers that especially push price on the lower time frames. So now that you've seen through investing.com that these are economic calendars that you can use to see that economic information. Let's go to the charts for real. Here we are. This is the dollar index. So we had some economic news. This was the structure. It got broken last week. We had a retest and then we went off to start trading in this area here. This quite obvious resistance level was on, and now the week is not finished yet, so this is important. We are trading above this resistance, probably a push from the news. Let's see how. Okay, this is a little bit too small of a time frame. 15 minutes. This is enough. Okay, so yeah, we had that. It's quite neutral actually, because we had, of course, the news that the unemployment change was a bit negative, but the non-farm payrolls were positive. So we had some choppiness around here. We had some selling off and some correcting at the moment, but it doesn't really impact the market that much. As you can see, we are still in a bullish move, coming back from a fresh breakout out of the overall channel. I did a recent video on trend lines, so make sure you check that out as well. Always interesting to see how price behaves when in these new when you withdraw these new trend lines. So the market is not closed yet. This is Friday. This is the time I'm doing this video. So something that could happen is that we leave the week with a pin bar and a red candle, and probably on the hourly chart break this trend line. Not probably, but assumably. And if that happens, we get our deeper correction and then a bounce off, and then we can continue to move within the channel. The overall move we expected on the US dollar is not happening at the moment. So let's see how the week closes. That is something I want to emphasize when it comes to doing my analysis on a Saturday or on a Friday in this case. Now I really want to put in some value. So let's start off with the US dollar. This is the daily time frame. Yes, we recently drew this new trend line, and we had ourselves a higher low, and then followed by a lower high, and then followed by a lower low as well. This was following this one, as you know, as from a price action perspective, that was what was going on. We broke, actually, when it comes to trend lines. We had something else on here, and that was that we had this break, a retest, penetration failed, and then eventually we had this drop. We had a correction over here offering new trading opportunities, going short again, and then we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of red candles. The price is really dropping, and also it's moving back into this price channel again. So this was also a fake breakout for the moment. So that's it. yes, let's see how the market closes, of course. What's my overall idea on this? I'm still bearish. There's nothing here for me to be thinking this it will be different anytime soon. I would enter or consider a re-entry when we move into this level here specifically. We meet this bigger time frame trend line in combination with this lower time frame trend line, and then we are or a shorter time period. And that could be an interesting cluster to get in some shorts and re-enter and start to trade this with another move. For now, of course, the move already happened, so I'm not jumping the gun here. I'm not entering shorts, but that is what I'm doing. I do not trade the correction, or I do not trade the pullback. If you're into a little bit more risk, of course, you can identify maybe on a lower time frame if you can find a certain entry to be trading a pullback. That would look like, let's see if we can get that on. Okay, well, if we get it a little bit, it's, maybe we have ourselves a little bit of a reversal pattern here with a low followed by a low, and now maybe the third higher low followed by higher highs is in place. But as you know, I'm not going to call this trade because I don't trade the lower time frames, especially not the 5 minutes. So if you want to trade the pullback, do that. If not, wait for it and take the better trade. Then US dollar Swiss franc, what are we up to here? Okay, this turned out to be a double bottom and a fake breakout. So for now it's interesting to see. We have this resistance area over here. If we get a break, we can see continuation. I am not trading the continuation because the target is already at this level, so there's not a lot of room to be taking a trade. And this is very interesting as a new double bottom area. So yeah, I pullbacks first, and then I would consider to enter. But definitely interesting that this is finding some decent support down here. Does it get confirmation anywhere in the past? Would be interesting as well. Yeah, well, it's a bit choppy, but we do. No, it's not really clean. So let's see how that plays out and what kind of levels we will find from there on out. Okay, this is the Australian dollar, US dollar. Let's see what we have over here. Again, we are back at the bottom. Very interesting, but a very dark, very red candle. So that's not really something to be jumping in at the moment. At the moment, it's kind of a fake out. We need to break this resistance to really start moving. And now again, I am on a very low time frame, so don't know if this is the thing to be trading. And it's Friday, so who takes a trade on a Friday? I do not, because you never know what happens in the weekend, and you never know why should you leave on a trade for 2 days when the markets are closed. So okay, we have ourselves also this trend line. So more consolidation is the thing I'm expecting first. If not a break to the downside, but those two scenarios are first. So I'm not calling this a reversal, so I'm not considering a trade anytime soon in this. We have the New Zealand Canadian, kind of the same setup. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, it was a fake out as well. We fell back in. I really need a correction into this trend line, maybe in combination with this support level that is now turning resistance. That's kind of some interesting clues we have over here. We really need something of a move back in here. That would be a decent pullback if you ask me, and then I would consider to re-enter this to the short side. Most of the markets are actually in a trending phase, so that is sometimes it's hard to really get into that. This is very interesting. It moved back into the channel, just like we've seen a lot. But right now it is finding this long-term resistance trend line, also with this very strong horizontal resistance. So let's see. This would be an interesting level to start picking some entries, maybe to the short side. Let's see how it looks on the hourly chart. Okay, well, definitely not really yet. really need a takeout of this level over here before considering a entry. And then of course we already have the overall bigger time frame supportive trend line right over here, right around the corner. So it's kind of hard to be taking this. So I would really see a confirmed break, retest, and then continuation to be getting into this. But when we look at the daily, very interesting. We are really moving into some levels that are definitely gonna stop price for at least a little while. The US dollar Japanese yen, let's see how that behaves. Broke out, failed, and now again it's breaking out. Overall we are starting to get into a pretty long, it's kind of a long consolidation phase over here. So really, I'm first of all I would look for a short because we are near these resistance levels over here. But then again, if this is in fact another breakout and a retest of this overall resistance trend line turning to be support overall, then it is a long and a confirmed breakout. So it's, I don't know about this one. It's kind of hard to pick this trade. So I'm leaving it for now. One of my favorite beautiful price action from time to time, still moving below this resistance trend line, an official breakout. We saw that the US dollar and the Swiss franc were also at a similar position like this. So let's see, in both cases the Swiss franc is the second one. So if we get confirmation that the US dollar Swiss franc is breaking and moving lower, this kind of looks like an area where a potential break could happen. But again, this is a line from last week and the line is still in place, so we're still in consolidation, and let's see what we get from here. Definitely not a trade at the moment. Euro, Great British Pound. We haven't looked at that one for a while now. Okay, interesting. We are finally looking to fight for that breakout. That is not happening yet. I don't think. I think this is overall consolidation. This is really a penetration, and price took off. Price does not want to be here, and then again we started moving into this area where we were before, and also where this price level is still located. Every time price moves in here, it gets dropped or it gets lifted. So I would consider trading this for sure. But I really need a break first. Break of this trend line, and then we will meet this resistance over here. So after a bounce back, pullback from this resistance, I would consider this could be a very interesting trade, to be honest. If we can manage to really get a reversal in here, which maybe is happening at the moment. Yeah, we don't know yet. So yeah, definitely a lot of potential. Back into these highs over here. So okay, that's for the Euro Great British Pound. Let me see what can we do. I would like to put on gold. I think a lot of people would like to see what I think about gold when we close the week. Okay, interesting. But we had that breakout. We had that rejection over here and correcting back into the break that happened. Then we started rallying and we came back once again. I'm not expecting a big reversal here, not at all, because I think to be calling it a reversal, we really need to clear this trend line and clear the support first. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. But I do think that gold is kind of lacking momentum at the moment. So as long as gold is within this area over here, of course you can range trade it. Very clear that price is within the 1550 levels and the 1600. So very clear levels to be taking trades in from a range trading perspective, as long as we do not break out. If we break out, of course we could get a reversal and a further correction lower, or we could get a continuation to the upside. But it's not really trending. So to me, it's not one of my favorite picks. And when I see what's on my side here, we have this in in silver as well. It's kind of the same thing. We had this rally, and then we had this correction, and now we are all in the middle. This is resistance over here, and this is support. So it's right in the middle. Of course, this trend line is coming up, so we could get a bounce and then a move back into this area over here, but we will not see anything spectacular. I think this is the level where price will be moving in. So again, from a range trading perspective, for some short trades, it's all good with me. Then finally, I think it's a good thing to be looking at oil for a minute here. Oil had quite a ride. So let me show you what is going on here. We had this. I think we can shift. No, wait a minute. Shift this a little bit. Okay, so we had this huge this situation over here. Well, I'm not gonna get into all the news and all the things that are going on and why this whole drop here occurred. It is what it is. We had this rally. Price is overall within the 60. Let's say the 65 is the top at the moment. The ultimate top, and the lower side is here around, let's say 50, something like that. I think this is going to be a fake breakout, and we're going to see if we're going to see a reversal pattern over here, then there is a lot of room left to the upside. But don't forget that this level over here is really packed with price action. So definitely price is going to run into some trouble around the 54 already. But it depends, you know, it's just what your trading style is and what you're looking for. You're looking for a rally like this or a drop like this. You know, I think we are getting some price action like we see over here for now. If we do not get that reversal, we could see a further continuation to the downside, which is very likely in my opinion. Also looking at some of the fundamentals, but again, let's not base our ideas of trading on the fundamentals and stick to the technical part, because that is eventually where we can manage our risk, and that's the most important. It's not about thinking because the news says this and the situation in the world is this. You know, that's oftentimes where people lose money. So if we put in a kind of a trend line, which would look great if we do it like this. This is the 4-hour time frame. We had a couple of rejections over there, and then finally we had a small break, retest, and a second attempt to break out of there. Failed, and now we are hovering in this zone. But it seems like price is actually picking up momentum again, and if we do get some momentum, well, I just pointed out that there is room to the upside for a further corrective structure. So I am not taking any shorts at the moment. Price is at a very important level and consolidating as well. So I would, the thing I'm doing here is let's see if I can get myself an entry back to the upside. If I get it, I'm in it, and if I don't get it, I am maybe I will trade it into in the continuation direction if we really decide to move into this new area that is coming up. You can see when I zoom out a little bit that there is in fact room left. But overall, I'm expecting more bullishness first, or a correction, because this drop is really crazy. But then again, that's maybe something we thought back in the day when we saw this, and then when we saw this, and then when we saw this, and then when we saw this, we were like, okay, that's bye-bye trading account. So manage risk. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And if you like what I'm doing here, please like, subscribe, share my videos. Please do. Comment below. Let me help you. And I'll see you in the next one.